How big is the JoJo Siwa team?
It's actually fairly smaller than you would think. I have my mom, who's my right-hand man. I have my publicist, Bill. I have my management. My management team's pretty big. I'm with 724, and so we got Cade, Larry, Claire, and then like the group chat has like 7 or 8 people in it. Don't know everybody, but there's a lot of them. But Cade, Larry, and Claire are the main ones. And then I have my agency, CAA. I have my attorneys, my lawyers. We love them. And then I have my financial team, my financial advisors. And my videographer, Cam, my choreographer, Richie. But really, that's it. Because, like, hair and makeup-wise, I do on my own. Wardrobe, my mom does. It's like, we keep it very, very in-house.
You don't need to hear from me how impressive you are, but, like, you are. And,
Oh,
like,
stop.
Just like super cool, down to earth, but also
Thank
just like
you.
a superstar.
Thank
And like,
you.
it's funny that you say that you like those smaller shows. That means that you're a great performer. Smaller shows are harder than bigger shows.
They definitely
like
are.
the bigger shows, you're not like looking at one person in front of you, right?
Right.
Like those small rooms, like everybody's listening to you.
Yeah, they're hard to satisfy, too, because it's like, if the vibes are just off, they're off. Like, you can't kind of change it.
Totally.
But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. And this pivot into music, everybody's been fascinated by it. I'm sure that everybody asks you these questions, but like this is just your life's dream, right? Like this is the passion project. This is what you've been gunning for.
It is. It's interesting. Like, we're at a point right now where I'm literally doing it because I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy messing with the world. I enjoy singing what I want to sing. I do it all so I can perform on a stage, but it really is my passion. Like, I love it. And like, I recently had a friend come into my life that got to know me outside my career for a while before they saw me in my career element. And the second that they saw me on stage for the first time, they were like, they were saying like, I'm going to be a little tripped out. Like, I know you as this like chill, like JoJo Siwa. Joel's my real name. And then they were like, whereas most people see you as JoJo Siwa and then get to know you as Joel. And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, I'm excited to see like what you think. And it's funny, like I came off stage and they were like, you are literally meant to be up there. Like, when you are on stage, it is so clear that is where you are supposed to be, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And that, like, I don't know, it melted my heart a little bit because I was just like, somebody else sees it.
I think that you played it so right. Like, I remember when you like first dropped Karma, it was like so jarring. And if it wasn't so jarring, then you couldn't have made this pivot as seamlessly as you are. Like, if you like slowly went into it, they would be thinking of the older version of you, and now we're just thinking of you in the moment.
Thank you.
Whether that was you, whether that was your team, whoever it was, I think it was like a genius transition.
It was
Talk about that.
No,
Yeah.
I had to fight a lot of people on it. My team did not agree with me on it at the time. I was signed to a label, and they did not agree with me on it. And
what did they want you to do?
So you know how Karma, there was another song that we had that they wanted to be released first, and I didn't. I was like, no, it's Karma. And they were like, no. And I was like, yes. And then I was like, all right. Then this was 2 years ago at this point. Anyway, so then once I got the green light for Karma, I came up with the idea. I wanted to make the video, and they were like, we don't have the funds for this video. And I was like, great, all good, I do. And they were like, no, like, don't put your money into this. And they were like, no. I was like, no, I want to. Like, I want to. And they were like, no, don't. And I was like, I am. Get on board or not. Like, it's all good.
Have you always been that strong and secure with your instinct?
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I think I just, from being in it so young, I've learned from a young age, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't get to run away from being JoJo Siwa. Like, everyone else who works with me goes home at night and like forgets about it and like has their life, but for me, like, it is my life, you know what I mean? I am, in the best way possible, stuck with it. And so I have to make sure that like when I fall asleep at night, I'm 100% satisfied in the choices. And like that also, something I'm really big on is that puts me in a position of power, right? And one thing when you're in a position of power is you can't abuse it. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they make choices just because they can or just because they want to be right. You know what I mean? But I've learned from a very young age. Actually, my stage manager taught me. He said, I have the credential card. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, well, your face is on everybody's credential. So if you don't get what you want, you can say, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the show. And then you'll get what you want because We can do the show without anybody else. We cannot do it without you. And I was like, damn, okay. And so, but I've always known that I can't abuse that power because then it's unhealthy. You know what I mean?
Was there ever a scenario where you listened to the Suits or
yes,
the team and you were like, I'll never do this again?
Yes, twice in a row, back to back, just now. And
do you want to say more?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can. What's the best way to word this? Because yes, I do. Okay, I can. We just released a song, Iced Coffee. And right now, I just released a song, Iced Coffee, I should say. There's not really a we. It's definitely a me. It does all fall on my shoulders. I do have at the time I was signed to the label. Anyway, so I wanted this song to come out, boom, drop overnight. It's a scandal. JoJo hasn't been posting. Now this song's out. What the fuck's happening? And that was kind of the like idea behind putting out the song. But then, no, because you got to do 2 weeks of TikTok promo before. And I was like, typically, yes. I was like, but in this case, no. And then, I always say, like, pick the hill you want to die on. And the choice was either not release at all or do the 2 weeks of pre-roll on TikTok. And I was like, it's just not going to make when the song actually comes out, it's not going to make the effect that it would have. And what do you know? Who ended up being right? I did. But in the end, like, no one knows or cares about that story that like if it would have all happened at once, I think it would have had a little bit better of a chance of success. And I think it did great, and I'm super happy with how it did, and it made a little bit of a stamp, and it's funny, and who cares. But I think at the end of the day, like, it would have, if we would have done it fully my way, and I would have stood my ground and be like, no, this is the plan, this is what's happening, I think it would have resulted better. Well, going back to Karma, though, I actually like the Suits, quote unquote. I love calling the Suits the Suits. The Suits, quote unquote, wanted me to actually wanted me to edit out the Black Beast, the like iconic Karma look with the makeup and the black costume and the wild and that beast look. And after we got the video back, they said that look isn't pop star and like that's not gonna work. And I was like, hello? I was like, that's the one thing that is gonna work.
Yeah, like you went to Vassar. What do you know about that look as pop star, dear?
Like, hello?
That's my angle.
Version, yeah. And so then whatever. They actually, after then Karma was released and that Black Beast look is what took off and the dance is what took off, they actually did have a conversation with me like, look, we were wrong. And like, we're going to give you your flowers and we're going to say that we were wrong. And I was like, thank you. Like, thank you for acknowledging it. Like, I do appreciate that.
They're always wrong, right? Because they're always taking like a one-size-fits-all approach to somebody who is naturally viral. Like, you're viral because you know how to go viral. You mentioned before in passing, like, you love sort of playing with the public.
Yeah.
You love playing with the world.
Well,
like,
I
you
definitely...
you know how to do that.
Yeah, and I definitely...
Like,
I have my own specific game.
Yeah, with a good